So welcome back, guys. It's obviously Couch Pundits. You got your boy Jordan, Chelsea supporter. Got your boy Raz, Tottenham supporter, and we got your Wilberto, Arsenal supporter.
Let's go.
So obviously, what we're talking about in this episode will be 5 subs, more subs in the back. Is it something we want? Are we against it? Are we for it? So, well, I'll go with Raz. What do you think?
It's a difficult one because a lot of big teams are all for it. And I see why the smaller teams are against it, where it says it gives them an advantage because they've got more depth. So it is a difficult one because it's like, if you have got more depth, slight advantage because you can make an extra 2 subs that bring game-changing results. But at the same time, it does stop players getting injured. This season, games coming thick and fast. You can't really be playing 90 minutes and expecting just 3 subs. So it's a difficult one. For me personally, I'd take it back. We've got a good bench though. So imagine a team like Brighton where they've not got a Lamptey, got 4 Lampteys to bring on. They've got fodder, and it's just like you see where it's due, but at the same time, it's still 5 subs. If they've got a good youth intake, it's good you can give them a run out last couple of minutes. To me, I feel like there's more benefits for all teams than there is negatives. There's no advantage where if we've got 3 subs and you've got 3 subs, because we've got a better bench, we've just got a better bench. It's just we've got a better bench.
I think yeah, it more disadvantages teams like you guys, right? Because you guys have perfected the art of your first 11, and it comes down to an energy game, right? I think, say if you had, teams that had maybe like someone like Chelsea, right, and they had the 5 subs, and we've gotten used to the way that you play, and we go, okay, it's just about taking so many options and then switching it up as much as possible. Then yeah, it makes it difficult because how could I say? There's just so many options then going forward and fresh legs, and also the quality. Because if you've got less quality, what you're gonna do is say play your heart out. I've had managers say to me, they go, look, we've got subs on the bench, so if you work so hard that you get tired in the first 10 minutes, it's okay because we'll sub you out, but we just need you to just do energy, And sometimes it doesn't even just go down to quality. It goes down to being able to play for the whole 90. Because your football as Tottenham is tiring football. It's tiring. It's even frustrating for a player, Sometimes you would taking off a great player to put on not such a great player just because you need a difference. Because that player, that game is just not for him. He's locked out, So I think teams could definitely benefit more than others. But overall, like you say, for players all around and teams all around, it's not a bad thing. Yeah. Definitely not.
I just think even then, when they disadvantage towards it, it's just man management, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're going to be making hella subs to try and switch things up, our manager's got to be in a position. He gets 5 subs as well. It's not just the opposite team that gets 5 subs. If he's saying, "Oh my God, switch to a 4-3-3. We've only got 3 at the back. We need some extra cover," he needs to be able to be like, "Okay, we need to make a sub."
100%.
To me, it's about you're going to have a bigger bench, so you're going to have more to select from. And if they do what they did previously, where it was you get 5 subs, but they have to be made in 3 intervals. So if you're going to bring 5 players on, you'll have to use 2 at the same time in 1 sub. And if they do it like that, to me, it's like, I don't really see a disadvantage. If you see that they're switching things up, you need to make them tactical decisions anyway. As a manager, that's what you're there to do, be able to counter whatever they do. Even if it had a negative effect on us tactically, I think it'd still be beneficial for all teams to just be able to make them 2 extra subs. 2 extra subs. When I say what can it change, obviously any sub can just come on and change the game. However, any sub can do that. Just a fresh pair of legs is just a fresh pair of legs. So whether you're a small team, big team. It's going to save so many people's careers with injuries. Liverpool obviously been hit heavy with injuries. So you can see they're screaming out for it. And I do agree. Like, I would personally say bring 5 subs back. It's at least to the end of this season. Doesn't have to be a thing forever. But this season, with all the games so quick, I would.
Well, you...
Yeah. Yeah. I don't really have an opinion on it. I think it definitely does change like the tactics side of things, 100%. Because, like I say, for the managers that are getting it right now, my opinion doesn't make sense for them. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense because if you already have a winning formula, it's just putting more cards against you. You know, because like I said, what I'm saying about Spurs right now, what they're doing is winning, right? So for them to have more subs, it's kind of mind games for them because it's like, oh, we have to make the subs. No, you don't actually have to make the subs. But then, when the other teams are making the changes, it forces you to change a winning formula. That's my point.
Yeah, you say that, but last season when people were making 5 subs against us and Mourinho made none, and then the press would say, Mourinho, why have you not made any subs? They made 5, and he's like, even with 3, I don't have to make any subs. If my team's doing their job, they're doing their job. Like, exactly,
right? Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like the winning formula, but like I say, if they outfit to say, because teams do that, you know, especially again, you always see it against like the big teams. Some of these other teams, they completely change tactics. So if they were to say to a team like Villa, they go, you know, Grealish and who plays on the right side now? Target or Trezeguet. They go, run up and down. That's all I want you to do. Run. Whether you got the ball or not, run. That's what we want you to do because 60th minute, we're making the changes. Right? Regular looks at the bench. He's like, I'm knackered, bros. Like, I'm done out. Like, they've tried to finish me on purpose.
Yeah.
And Mourinho saying, you're there for a reason. Like the way this team's set up, we kind of
big teams that have got depth. So we've sent, like, obviously we've got 3 subs. We've sent Sessegnon on loan. He's a left back. But we've got Ben Davies. Ben Davies can do a perfect job. If they're making subs like that and we get 2 extra and they're saying to 2 players, run up and down the wing, their best players, bearing in mind, Jack Grealish and Trezeguet.
Yeah, obviously, like I say, I wouldn't, because say, for example, that was just an example, but say if you was tactically savvy, you wouldn't have them doing that. You'd have lesser players doing that and then put them on as the danger. Because like you even said against Arsenal, right, when we was talking about Ndombele, right? He's in your starting 11 and there's a difference between, even though it's depth, you was still a bit sketchy about having Lo Celso in there. Lo Celso's very good, but he completely changes the aspect of the game that we play.
Got a point.
You understand? So if I was actually savvy, I said, okay, Mourinho's first 11 is imperative. There is a reason why it's his first 11. So I need to do something to just, you know, mash up this guy as much as possible, and then I'll play my game later on in the game type thing. So, that's
again. It gives both managers the choice to do that. If you want to run the legs out,
it gives you that's why I say it gives both managers the choice. Yeah,
like I said, there's not really a disadvantage to that. Yeah, you can go and run up and down as much as you want. If Mourinho says to Reguilon, watch him run up and down and let him wear himself out and waste a sub and have to change the tactics.
And this is the thing then, because it's that thing where they always go respect your opponent. If you say let him run up and down the wing, disrespect, because then that time he goes, look, this guy's letting you run, pass him the ball. Because it's like what they teach in boxing, for example, faking, right? When you throw him all the time, your opponent expects it. When you fake, people flinch, or they go, okay, I know he's going to fake, until you go, oh. So now you're, leaving this side down because you always think I'm going this way. Boom, hit you on the other side. So you then have, as a professional, you're playing every second. It'd be disrespectful to go, actually, it's just, as a decoy or it's just because you'll get punished and you look stupid.
Again, it's not what you say you let him, but you just say, look, right, this player is gonna, you can see what he's doing from the first, right? Follow his runs. You be skeptical. It's like what Van Persie said. I watched a video on Van Persie. He said, don't fight every single battle. There's some battles that aren't worth fighting. Know when you're battle. You know when you have to battle and know when you don't. And if they do run you down, we've got extra sub. Don't worry, this player's going to come on and do what you're doing. Man management. That's what I think. If you've got players, if you've got more play, it's not more players. It's players to come on with better quality. Then that's when I think
because like say for example, like teams that I'd say that would just be an absolute problem for again. Teams like Liverpool, right? Liverpool, well, they've actually got too much. I'm talking about when the whole team's fit and whatnot. They've got too much talent and too much talent to decoy you where now you don't know what to do. Because say Liverpool's game had always been Fabinho dropped back into the back three to make a back three. Then Trent and Robertson just push over the halfway line. Mo Salah, Mane, deep, right? But they're always making that run and they're always pushing the defense so far back. Like I say, if it's evident that Mo Salah, Mane are just making runs just to pull you back, and then you go, okay, I'm not going to fight that battle. I'm going to go and push on to Trent because I know those balls are coming in. Trent then changes that diag ball just from over the top ball, and it mashes you up like that kind of sense where I just say like you got to respect that kind of play, and they've got players that can come on in place of Salah and Mane, and with the 5 subs, it's a lot. It's a lot to change.
It's a lot with 3 subs.
I don't think it changes it that much with 5 for that. Because I think they, as a whole, again, like Tottenham, they have an 11 squad. They do have players that come on who are good, like Jota. After Jota, I don't see any world-class players that are going to come on and replace Salah and do the job that Salah and Mane do. Only Jota. Shaqiri's good, but I don't think he's a world-class person that's going to come on and just change a game.
Same with it. That's what I think. There's not. Man United have probably got the best bench just because they can bring Pogba, Van der Beek. Man United actually have got
They've got a good bench. I think Man City have got a good bench as well.
Yeah.
They've got Mahrez if you don't play Mahrez.
Yeah.
They've got Bernardo Silva if they don't play Bernardo Silva. They've got Phil Foden if they don't play Phil Foden. So
watch Bernardo Silva for 70 minutes and then they bring on Foden. They bring on young Philly, Sterling and Mahrez, triple sub, and they've still got 2 subs in reserve. That's what
they would violate because their subs who they can bring on are stupid.
On Aguero as well.
Aguero's not even playing, so it's
squad. That's where I'm like 5 subs. It's their advantage, but however, even 3 subs, it's their advantage. If Man City were playing Arsenal right now, you both got 3 subs. And you see
coming on the change in the game,
warming up Mahrez and young Philly, you'd be like, "We're fucked."
Yeah, no, but then because even though it's a difference of 2 subs, it is a big difference. Because think of it this way, right? The Arsenal game, Partey gets injured. Things happen that don't go to plan. An injury changes your whole subs. Your whole subs changes it completely.
Yeah.
So that difference between 3 and 5 is a backup plan.
You've got your sub back now.
Yeah, because you're
not wasting a sub.
Yeah, you're not wasting a sub. And that's why I feel like it does make a difference. 3 to 5, it does.
No, it make a difference.
Definitely does.
But it gives every team the same advantage. That it's not. Yeah, a team with depth is better, but even 3 is better. 5, it does make a difference, but it makes a difference to every team.
It's just evenly. Yeah, in my opinion, I don't think it's a massive massive difference. Because at the end of the day, if you are weak on the bench, you're going to be weak on the bench regardless as a team. So Chelsea,
there's not a lot of teams got a very good bench.
Yeah,
Chelsea.
No, I think just like personally, any change makes a difference when it's against you, right? Because I'm looking at a point of view as neutral, but you see it so many times. People go, "I'm for it. I'm for it." No, one time it happens again, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm against it." Yeah. It's like, because you can say that now, then the next 5 games after 5 subs are on, and then you go, all these teams do is use that because they know that they've got it when they couldn't do it before when they had 3 subs, and it's like, well,
then that's more.
They're using the rules to the advantage.
Yeah,
it's the same as VAR, right? VAR is like, yeah, everyone's for it because now no mistakes will happen. Now everyone's against it, especially when it happens against you, it hurts even more.
That's because VAR doesn't work. Subs is subs. We all know what subs is going to do. Subs is subs, right? We know what you can do with subs.
Okay, handball, for example. Handball is handball, right?
They've made the rule broken.
Same for every team. That is the word. Like, you can touch the ball, can touch your hand, and it's a penalty. The ball can touch your hand the next game the same way. It's not a penalty. Subs, you can make 5 subs one game. The next game, you can make 5 subs.
I think I may be biased because Chelsea's depth is probably one of the biggest in just any team. So I remember why, but even with 3 subs, Chelsea are probably one of the most dangerous teams just because of who we can put on. Now, we don't play, let's say we don't even play Giroud or Abraham. We still have Werner, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic who are playing. Then we switch it up, put on. So I understand I may be biased, but I think end of the day, with 3 subs, we can still do the same things that we would have done it anyway. So taking Mount off for Havertz, taking whatever, we can still do it in 3 subs. And then we've got 2 extra subs to back up if we need to. But the same is with the other teams. They've got 3 subs, and then they've got 2 backups. The only problem is you're holding back a team that's got better players. Like, that's the only thing people are crying about. But we've always got better players, so that's why I don't see the difference because our team's better. We have better players. It's simple.
It'd be different if they said roll on, roll off sub. That's when I'd be like.
Roll off. Yeah, because I'm like, it's just it doesn't. Because I'm not saying like anything. Every game it won't be the same, right? But like anything, a season is won and lost within one game, and the change of 5 subs it just heightens that even more. Say, for example, we talk about teams that are, teams complain about, playing too many games, because they're in so many cups, that, blah, blah, blah. And say if managers were smart enough to kind of play together and go, okay, fine. We know this team is a very dangerous team and they've got a lot of games running up to each other, and we want to try and finish higher than them, right? Or say there's a team in unison that everyone hates, and we go, look, we know they're going to win as many games as possible, but we need to try and get them worn out, as much as possible as we can, so when they reach the latter ends of things, they're struggling. And 5 subs, it could make that difference. It could make that difference where maybe it doesn't affect them early on. But if you have a manager like Mourinho who goes, look, my 11's my 11, these are my guys. And then you go, okay, we're going to just play like, how could I say, tiring football. Take you out the game in a physical way. Leeds, Bielsa type football. Because imagine someone like Bielsa playing that 5 subs. I think that would make a difference. I think that would definitely make a difference. Bielsa's first 11 is already already tiring people out. And Bielsa, the good thing is it's not just the first 11, it's the way that he plays. Every player is built like that, from the goalkeeper to the striker.
It will make it better. It will make it better for these teams, but I just don't know if it's drastically different from 3. That's the main thing.
So let's just take a game then, Will. Let's take a game. Let's not even take Arsenal. Let's take Leicester and West Brom. West Brom win the game 2-0 and they made 3 subs, and Leicester only made 1. Is it because of those subs? Would you say it's because they had the advantage of making 2 extra subs, even though Leicester could have made the same subs, but they didn't? Would you say they won because they made more subs, or would you say it's because they tactically knew they needed to make them subs that changed the game, and Leicester should have either countered it, or would you say they should have made the subs and then it'd have been even?
It's a very difficult question. So many factors that go into winning a game. I know you.
I just don't think them 2 subs makes or breaks a winning formula. It's the subs that you make that more than the max amount. It's not the max amount. It's the people that you bring on. Now
definitely.
It's not
and that's like one of the aspects where I do say I can't really answer that question because it's deeper than just making a sub. You know, the raw factors to this that come in. Like, I'm not just saying 5 subs is good. No. I'm not saying it's going to change every game. No. It's not going to change every game. Probably change one game in 40.
It will change a few games. It will.
What?
For me,
like I was, because all I was saying is, I'm not saying I'm for or against it, right? All I was saying,
I know what you're saying.
No, yeah,
it's not that deep to me. 3 to 5, there's a difference. That's all I'm saying. There's a difference.
There's a difference.
Whether you like it or not, there's a difference. Whether I'm for or against it, it's not really a thing.
I'm not disagreeing with you and saying there's not a difference. There's a difference, but there's a difference to everyone, which makes it equal. And players
yeah, that's where I said there's a difference. There's a difference to some teams. Say for example, Arsenal, right now, we don't really have the subs to make like that as it is. So say if like Mourinho, you know, like you say, they asked him that question. How come you didn't make the subs and they didn't? Because I only make 1 sub a game, so it doesn't change that for me. And then now he's already saying that's my max. I'm not changing. I make 1 sub regardless. And then the other team is making 3. They max out. They're a team that maxes out subs, and then now they're given 2 extra. It's do you know what I mean? It does. Now he's like, well, so now you're technically giving them an advantage, or you're giving them a disadvantage because they're changing too much. Whichever is giving an advantage to someone. You understand? Because, like I said, just because they're making the subs, I'm not saying that they're getting the advantage. No, it could actually be messing with them.
So I'm going to do, it's obviously like go through a summary then. Obviously, I think it's quite later getting feedback.
No. You can hear there
we go. So summary. Obviously, it's quite blatant of the 2, but let's go for a summary. So, Will, I know you've been quite in the middle, you've been on the fence, but what is the decision? Which one, yay or nay? 3 subs, 5 subs?
From Arsenal's point of view, I'd just say 3 subs. Because, like I say, I don't really have an it's just one of those, if the rules change, adapt. And that's how I'm seeing it. It doesn't benefit Arsenal, but that shouldn't mean that I'm against it. It just doesn't benefit Arsenal, is all, in my professional opinion, because, like I say, it does make a difference. It does, you know. Personally, if we're only making a certain amount of subs and then we're giving the other team more subs, it's a difference. Yeah. It doesn't always mean it's going to be a positive difference, but change sometimes is, especially when you don't know what the change is going to be, it's not really nice to know. It's nice to be able to prepare for or have less
variables,
surprises, and variables in a game.
Okay. Fair enough. You right?
Like I say, I think for this season, just because of the health and safety of the players, you see a lot of players getting injured, games coming thick and fast. If you're in multiple competitions, it can put a lot of stress on the players. I know, obviously, like Will says, it can change the game, for any team. It doesn't, like Will said, we Tottenham play with a starting 11. We don't really make that many changes, so it's not really an advantage to us. But if it's going to help us save players so that we can use them throughout the season, I'd be down for that. So I'd say
yeah. So yeah, we must with like I said, I'm probably a bit biased to the rule because we've got so much talent on the bench that don't get played. So I'm for it, but it's not mainly for Chelsea. The reason I'm for it is just because I've seen Liverpool, I've seen City, I've seen Chelsea players, I've seen loads of teams that are playing, and they're just getting injured from running. Running.
Just from running.
This is a basic thing. They're running and then limping off. And the thing is, it's not even. Usually, you get these, and it's like 70 minutes, 80 minutes. They're limping off 10 minutes into the game, which shows that they're not ready because they've played too many games. So this is the only reason why I think it has to be 5 subs for the fact that teams are just losing players. Now, Liverpool are probably not, let's say, I don't want to say this is a bold statement, but probably aren't going to win the league this season purely down to the fact that they're losing players left, right, and centre. Not because they're not the best team. Not because they're not the best team in the league.
You see the way they dusted Wolves, yeah?
Yeah, but I just think with how they're losing players right now, Milner never gets injured. Milner's injured. Milner never gets injured.
Yo,
right.
Yeah,
so
very true. Very true.
This is what I'm saying. If these players are getting injured,
no hope.
Exactly. If Milner's getting injured, he's a soldier. The guy just plays through anything. Man, a bandage on his eyes. He'll have no eyes. He'll still be playing. And he's injured. So I just think that there needs to be. He wouldn't Klopp would not have played all these players week in, week out if he didn't have to. He's a clever manager. He wouldn't have played these players, but he's had to, which has now made them injured. Trent's been out 3 times this season already. It's mad. So he's having to change his winning formula, which is the main thing why I think they're not going to win just because they've not had a structure. They've been different teams. And this is what they've messed up Chelsea. They had to play a different team all the time at the start. Now we've found a structure. But Liverpool aren't going to find that. They've lost Van Dijk. They've lost Gomez, their main centre-backs. I know they've got fill-ins, but if they keep losing people like they are now, it's not the same formula Klopp knows how to play with. So he's now having to change his whole... Like I said, managers don't like to adapt, like Will said. Now he's having to do this. He's having to play different players that he wouldn't usually rely on. So they may win, but in my opinion, just because of these injuries, they have now gone down in the pecking order. So if they had those subs from the start, if they had those subs now, they can then give them a release.
It gives your team an unjust win. Now, let's say Chelsea win the Premier League. Liverpool can say, "Oh yeah, you only won because Van Dijk, Robbo, Trent were all injured." You don't want to be thinking,
"Could we have won it? Could we have won it if they had their full team?" So, Tottenham are in full prime now. If you look at
Kane and Son was out, nothing.
Yeah. So if you look at it now, Liverpool, obviously the best team, had so many people out. Chelsea, if you look at the start where we were not playing to our best, had so many injuries. We had at least 4 of our new signings injured because of the stress of playing and then playing weeks later in a new club trying to fit in. They got injured. So that then put Chelsea behind. Now the team is back. Now we've not lost a game. So I just think...
Sorry, boys, I'm just updating you.
No way. As if.
So Bruno Fernandes penalty, 80th minute. Harry Maguire, 82nd minute, 3-2.
They was on
89th minute. Yeah,
honestly, Man United are the best team at comeback. I don't know a team that's better than coming back. They love
Fergie time. Fergie time.
They still know Fergie time, and there's no players that used to play there. There's no players that used to play in Fergie time, but they know how to do it. Because an interview as well. Saw an interview with Rashford after the game, and the interview said, "Oh right," said something about, "Oh, you love to let the team score first and then come back." And he was like, "Yeah, we need to stop doing that." Yeah, we need to stop doing that. We need to learn to stop doing that. I don't know what it is, blah blah blah, but we can't keep giving them a chance then coming back. Like,
that's sad.
but they're good at it.
Does that mean Man United haven't qualified?
No. All they need is one goal.
Not finished yet. It's not finished yet.
Oh, what minute is it? 89th minute.
Yeah, because 89th minute, one
exactly.
goal. Because I do believe that they were actually above them in the table by goal difference. So one goal.
I think one goal, brings them back. And you know, United as well. They look
they can do it. They can do it
after 90 minutes as well. But yeah, in my opinion, it helps everyone just rest their players. Now I know it helps.
Oh, they've taken the goal off of Harry Maguire just to let you know, but they've given it to Pogba. So Pogba scored.
Oh right, okay. But in my opinion, just because everyone's getting a fair chance in terms of 5 subs, that gives them that, and also you just rest. You need to rest players. I know Chelsea, Tottenham, all these are playing European football and stuff like that, but the other people aren't. But that is what it is. We need extra players to rest, because in the end, it's just about saving them on a personal level.
Even like, let's say Brighton, like, they finish in the top 4 this season. Let's just say the seasons after, right? Are they gonna have squad depth to be playing Champions League and Premier League, or are they gonna be saying?
Because then they're gonna be asking for 5 subs.
They're
gonna ask me 5 subs.
So overall, I think they have to be like perspective, right? They just have to be like, look, if we was in that position with our current squad, although we'd invest in players, we would still want the players to be able to be subbed to be able to make a difference.
Yeah, and like you say, it's not a thing that I think needs to be there indefinitely. It doesn't need to be there forever. It just needs to be there.
This season,
we get back into the
crazy.
Same. Yeah, there's too many games. There's too many games. They have like
we played 3 games in 1 week. We played 3 games in 1 week.
Yeah, so like I said,
and I think that's what makes it also difficult, because you say it doesn't need to be there indefinitely, but then that's the difference between spending 50 mil on a player or not. 50 mil we're talking about. Like, we're not talking about a couple 100,000 here and there. We're talking about spending in the millions, because you buy a player 3 to 5 years contract, right? Saying Jota style, where you go, he's an interim player that I'm trying to bring on as much as possible, and you buy 4 of them, and then 5 subs change to 3. You know what I mean? Now you then have that City bench where you got 35 million players on the bench, you got 50 million. But
that's a good problem to have. That's a good problem.
It's a good problem to have from a fan's perspective, because it's not touching my pocket. But from like a team's perspective, you go,
it's happening.
We ain't got money like that.
It's happening at Spurs right now. It's happening at Spurs. Where's Dele Alli? Where's Harry Winks? These players are on big contracts, you know. Yeah, they'll probably get sold in the future, but it's a good problem to have.
It's 100%. Like I said, from a fan's perspective, it's definitely a good problem to have. However, I'm just saying from a logical perspective, chances are it's less likely to happen if they say it's going to change soon. We're just giving you time to get on your feet, because you go, but so when is it going to change? Because we're not taking the risk.
No, that's what there has to be, some sort of stipulation.
I think it's just this season, because I feel like after this season will go, just to finalize that. I think overall I understand it's going to benefit people, but is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah.
I think end of the day, any like you said as well, any subs benefits a team. Now, the fact that Chelsea have got a better subs than most teams, is it their fault? No. So It's just one of those ones where we're going to bring on these players.
I say 5 subs on a personal point of view, no. 5 subs on a whole league top point of view, yes. That's my yes or no.
I only think it needs to. Man United are out, by the way. I think with it needs to end after this season, because I think the season is going to go back to normal, and we're not going to have as many games. So as soon as that's gone, that's fine. We'll stick to the normal rules because we've been doing it for years on years on years on years. So we don't need 5 subs because it's been working. But this is a completely different season. We've never seen this before, so we need it for this season to get through it, get back to normal. Then we can go back. If injuries come after playing normally, you've just not managed your players properly. You've not put them through training properly. They're getting injured. We need 5 subs. No, because you're just not managing them properly. But there's no way to manage playing 2 games in 2 days, and then playing another one on the weekend. So I just think it needs to be done just for that.
Let us know what you guys think, though, in the comment section down below. What do you think? Should we have 5 subs? Should we stick with 3? Let us know in the comment section.
That was obviously the episode, Couch Pundits. If there's any 5 subs, 3 subs, leave your comments below. Do your thing, you know what to do. Hit us up.